Hello world, it's Bird of Prey 5, Qapla, and sorry for being a bit late today. But welcome to our Tuesday edition of Cities Skylines. In today's episode, we're gonna build Turdistan. Now, how can we build Turdistan in Caroga? Well, I'll grant you, it's not going to be easy. But there's a lot of curious carogans out there who they want to know, what does Turdistan really look like? What does it smell like? What does the food taste like? What do the dancers look like? So we're gonna build a small section of Turdistan in New Caroga, somewhere far away from the habited parts of the city, so that carogans who want to see what Turdistan is like, they can go visit. They can threaten to send if their children are misbehaving, Carogan parents threaten to send them to Turdistan. So it's almost like an amusement park, but very dark. Joseph Patrick was first and early in the chat, early first, with saying, apparently Hector had read something, posted something before him, but I no longer see Hector's. And Joseph says, okay, it's officially Wednesday here. Joel told me it would be a late stream, so live long, and alpaca. Joseph might have gone to bed. Joseph, if you're in bed, sorry we missed you. John DeMarco says greetings. Greetings, John DeMarco. Mike Richards says greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings. Josh Street says the Turdistani Civil War is over. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no. Fake news. Thundercats host says evening, guys. John Street says Bird, it's not hard to picture Turdistan. Think EU, USA, and Canada, and then you have Turdistan. No. Actors is Josh Street. Did Bird have to lose his virginity in the process? What are you guys talking about? I'm on Top Chat. Live chat. I still don't know what you're talking about. You know what? I don't want to know what you're talking about. The game just started, and I'm going to put down the tablet. Guys, today I'm going to have to ask, if you want your comments read, please do @BirdoPrey5, and it will be a few minutes between reading the comments and playing, since I won't be able to see the comments at the same time as I'm playing today. Yeah, it's going to be like old school days, and it's also not going to be a particularly long stream, unfortunately. Just not feeling that great. But I definitely wanted to play some today, so here we are, and I hope you enjoy the episode. I'll check back for comments in in like 10 minutes. John Street says, Hector, who knows, but since he has the leftist harem with him at all times, well, sure, I guess so. Okay, we don't need that. We want to change this to make it a little redder. Yeah. There we go. Make it look a little bit more like Sedona. And we'll unpause the game. And we've got our two mini cities already. This was our first place. Nice little area here. We've got some roundabouts. We've got our industrial area. We got trains, cargo trains. We got landfills. Then we built a more scenic area here by Alpaca Memorial Park. Lot of. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thomas Potts with a $1.99 super chat. Alpaca, 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 alpaca. Thank you. And Mamo Prey says Alpaca and the 40 Thieves. Hi all. Mama Prey told me about that one earlier today. John Street says Bird of Prey. Why does Turdistan look like New Turdistan? A.K. Caroga. We haven't built Turdistan yet. Actor says, so is it faster to install Windows 10 than loading Cities with all the cheats Birds has? The problem is, when you load Cities Skylines for the first time after a reboot, it takes a really, really long time. But once I've started it once, then subsequent loads are much quicker. John DeMarco says, good one to Mamo Prey. And Josh reads his Bird of Prey. When is the name change to Alpaca O Prey happening? The name change is fake news. It's not happening. Okay, and I'm back to the game. Thank you again, Thomas, for the super chat. So where should we throw Turdistan? I don't know. This area is quite green. It's like almost too green. Turdistan, yeah, brown. Turdistan's brown, but we don't have any brown land. I don't know. I guess, well, that's going to be really far, but that's what we might have to do. We might have to put something up there. Okay. So, I have no idea what I have not planned this ahead of time. But I just had the brilliant idea for a highway on-off ramp system involving a large roundabout that is somewhat similar to the roundabout system we had in Canarsie off of the highway that Dad O'Prey used to drive around and around and around. Really upsetting Mom O'Prey, but Sister O'Prey and I, as kids, thought it was just about the best thing ever. Highways, highway ramp. Oh, okay. So we need the off ramp to there. No, that's the off ramp. Okay. Why does it say space already occupied? It's not occupied. There we go. That is just one lane, correct? Yeah, it's one lane. One lane. There we go. No, wrong. Wrong piece. There we go. Okay. Okay, so you get on. Now, if you guys... If you guys want to get on... Yes, we can... I mean, It's going to be a tough one, but invalid shape, distance too short. There we go. There we go. Okay. So you can get on from here. You can get on from here. You can go off to there. Oh, we still have a lot of roads to make. Huh. Hmm. Slope is not too steep. Wow. I mean, this is going to be like the full Turdistani experience. Just from the moment you get on and off the highway. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure that's enough, but we'll bring it up slightly just to be sure. Okay. So that lets you get on this way or this way. This lets you get off onto here. Now, lets you get off onto here, it lets you get onto here. This lets get you off to here, and this gets you on to here. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Now we need a national highway. Or a 2-lane. Or a 2-lane highway. Or 4-lane national road. Where was that? 4-lane highway. 4-lane national highway. There we go. Yeah, we'll put Turdistan right about there. Right about there. So we need 2-lane highway, 1 road, a 2-lane, 1-way highway. Yes. That's what we want. There we go. There we go. That should be just fine. Now, Turdistan. Well, let's put it this way. Turdistan is ultimately going to be walled in. Because we can't risk the turds getting out. So, let's put a security checkpoint. Yeah, a security checkpoint. Which will look a lot like a road toll, but we'll know it's a checkpoint. It's a little hard to turn this the exact way. Why are you so difficult? You know what? We'll just use you. Really? Let me see how it is. There we go. There we go. Okay. So that welcomes people in to Turdistan. Now you might say, oh, let's put down these trees. No, there are no trees. There are no trees. Straight roads. I mean, for better or for worse, it is a grid system. Well, a rudimentary grid system. Oh, come on. Really? There we go. Nice. And here. Again. Same mistake. And some smaller roads. Okay. There we go. We'll put a couple of crossroads in. There we go. There we go. Now, Turdistan, it's got a lot of industry. But not good industry. Like crappy industry. Like, what's that? Dirty cat litter recycling. That's a big industry in Turdistan. They recycle the dirty cat litter, of course, into food and insulation. Many houses in Turdistan, if they smell like, cat poop, it's actually the insulation in the walls. It's made from recycled, dirty, cat stuff. Whatever that stuff's called. Litter. Cat litter. Okay, you got some businesses, you gotta have businesses to sell the cat litter to people, and then of course you've got some residents, and I'm not going to say that they're slums necessarily, but let's just say you wouldn't want to live there, nor would you necessarily want to visit. Let's see what now. They have very few services. They do have a no. Oh yeah, they have a little bit of a sewage system there, right in the center of town. To help process sewage. I wonder if this is too far away. Yeah. You know what? This might not even work. It is off of the grid of the map, but let's see. Oh, it is. It's working. Okay. That's interesting. So we got that. What else? What else do they have? They have... Oh, of course they have a crematory. I mean, crematory is their second biggest industry after, cat litter recycling. So that's it. Now, the Turdistan Cemetery. This is actually pretty interesting history of this building. It's where many of the various Turdistanis killed get buried now. Not the Turdistanis killed in war. Those bodies, of course, are what the Turdistanis called reprocessed, and I don't want to tell you what happens to them, but suffice to say, after a large battle, the Turdistani rations always taste the freshest. Just a heads up. Oh yeah, so now there will be a garbage dump on one side, and of course a cemetery on the other. And sometimes trucks pull into the wrong one. It's kind of hard to tell which is which at night, whether they turn left or right. Who's to say? Who's to say? And let's see. They have, of course, a single fire department that is near the cemetery. And let's see. Police. Do they have police? They do have police. They're just not very good at their jobs. I don't know how to explain it. Poloikin? Sure. Yeah, you can be Poloikin. Why not? Look, they actually think they're happy. Well, that's kind of sad. Of course, Turdistan. We gotta extend this dirt road a bit up into the hills here, because this is, of course, going to be where the Turdistani prison is. Police state. There it is. That's, of course, where Turdistan deals with its political dissidents. Right at the prison. So, I mean, you know, it doesn't look terrible yet. Because let's face it, these were all brand new. But in time, you're going to see Turdistan is not going to be a great place to be. And just to make sure the Turdistani refugees we place there don't escape. Where are they? There we go. To be honest, these walls are pretty much too good for Turdistan because they seem to have grass on the top. There we go. There we go. There we go. That'll keep them all nice and inside. And what we'll do is we'll put some guard towers. Now, I know they look like fire ranger stations, but believe me, these are shoot to kill guard towers. They patrol in those Turdistanis. They think this is somehow a good thing. Those silly Turdistanis. Now you didn't keep an extra one by the prison. There we go. There we go. And we'll put one down here. There we go. So now you see, if you're in Turdistan, you know, they're watching you. They got their various tactical gear aimed at you. If you even try to make a run for the border, you're done. You're done. Only official vehicles get through the checkpoint, and I'll be honest. Even then, it's going to be at great cost. So here we go. We built Turdistan. We'll throw some stuff around it. I'll get to the comments now. We'll let Turdistan fester. Build. And let's see. Let's see where we are in the comments. Buffalo Wild Wings. Josh Reed is asking Mamo Pray, when is the next chair life? Yes. I mean, they're wondering, when are you going to throw me out of the house next?
Oh, you never knew where to go.
Yes. No, they mean that you have to throw me out, so I have to do a chair life. But yes, Mamo Prey is 4 foot 11 on a good day, probably less, and not a particularly big woman. She is not able to throw me. She wishes she could lift me. I mean, to be frank, at this point, so do I. But no, unfortunately, I have to agree to do a chair life. So I do want to get out there now that it's getting a bit cooler. I'd love to get out. I was just so miserable today. Maybe we'll see. This week, if I'm feeling better, we'll try. I do want to get out some. Mike Richards is doing Highway to the Birdo Zone. Actress is not my vanilla cities. Old version, to be fair, loads in seconds. Well, sure, if you don't have a bunch of... It's not the mods, it's the extra assets. The buildings, all the buildings I've downloaded. That's what takes the long time to load. The mods themselves, or as you call them, the cheats, those don't really increase the loading time. Commander Shutter, are you able to tunnel through mountains? You are in this game, yes. Actor Bird, if you can, Bird, can you see if AR can add the mod colored icon? Oh, anti-tracker can add the mod colored icons to the server. Colored inventory helps a lot when searching for items. I will see, Actor. I'll ask him. I will try to remember that. John Street says, why would Turdistan have carogans build highways for them? These aren't real... I mean, these are like Turdistani refugees we're putting into a section of Caroga we're calling Turdistan. And then we're going to turn into a theme park for carogans to visit, so they can see how much better life is in Caroga. Kronos is Qapla, Bird, Minions of Prey, Mamo Prey, Sassio Prey. What did I miss? Kronos says, don't forget the live chat. Already did that. Kronos is Walden, says Bird. Yes. John Street says, is Bird making Turdistan his ideal prison? Kind of. Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies just got a notification. Bummer. That's okay, Mr. Lundell. It was probably 10 minutes late. Not terrible. John DeMarco, is there a difference? Kronos is a rudimentary lathe. Nerds would get that reference. Skipping. Beagle Jerky, Bird of Prey. No, Kronos. I do not have neither jerky for the beagle, nor do I have jerky made of beagle. Nor do I want. Thank you. Sassy's happy with her chicken treats. She enjoys them. There is a snap feature for when you want straight lines, yes. I had it on at some points. Other points I had it off. Oh, look at that beautiful view. That is a beautiful view of our little bustling city. Chair Play. I'm sorry I cannot pronounce your name. There's some, non-English characters in there. I don't have a hope of pronouncing your name, but I'll call you Play if you're still here and you want to give me a pronunciation of your name. I'll do my best, a phonetic pronunciation, but thank you for coming. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Kronos says, yes, sewage needs to be closer. Why not? Jazzy says, Kronos, Beagle that is the top food. No. Turdy Green is people, says Mr. Londell. Yes. John Reed says Kronos is true. No, I'm not reading anything like that. Cinnabon Bunny says hello, welcome Cinnabon Bunny. John Street says, why not Kronos? We do have Buffalo Wild Wings. Ms. Lundell says, I think Turdistan needs an emu farm. Though one of the two wealthier members of the inner circle love fresh meat now and then. I wish they had an emu farm. I would put it there. I guess I could put some farmland in Turdistan. And you ask, well, what crops do they grow? Well, they grow turds, obviously. John Street tells Cinnabon too bad he can't nuke Caroga. New Caroga. John Street, why did Bird make Caroga and call it Turdistan? Kronos says, is this what happens to failed dictators? Kronos says, oh crap, comments, the comments. Thomas Preston. Welcome, Thomas Preston, not to be confused with Thomas Potts. 14 watching with 11 likes. Yeah, it's a late stream for me. But thank you everybody who did come. Kronos' Bird of Prey, you're not feeling well? No, Kronos. Not ideal tonight. John Street says Mamo Prey is taller than Bird, who is only 3'6" on a good day, and Anti-Tracker, who is 3'4". And John DeMarco hopes I feel better soon. Thank you, John. So do I, obviously. Jason Link says hi, Bird, and hashtag Alpaca Nation. Thank you, Jason. Did Bird forget to go to live chat? No, I went to live chat, Josh. But as it says on that note in the corner, and as we got a fire. And as it said, and as I said earlier in the stream, that since I'm not feeling great today, and I can't view comments and watch the game at the same time today, that you'd have to put in @BirdWillPray5 to make sure I read your comments. And so I skipped over a number of comments that weren't specifically to me @BirdWillPray5. So if you want your comment read for sure, put @BirdWillPray5. Otherwise, I'm just going to read a few through them. And also, if you start talking about eating beagles or something like that, I probably will not read it regardless of what you put. I guess unless you do a super chat, then I'm kind of forced to read it. But even then, I will probably find a way not to read it. So we got some good traffic on the Turdistan highway here. We do want to make some adjustments to the highway system here. Because we have a lane coming on, we want to upgrade this to a 3-lane highway. There we go. So we go to upgrade this way. This way they have a dedicated lane, and we can just keep it as 3 lanes all the way through. Jesus Christ, people. Why it's happening here? People are running across the border and getting into cars. I've never seen well, actually I have. I've seen things like that before. It is a weird quirk of the Cities Skylines game. Okay, so here we have 2 lanes. What we want to do here is keep this as 3 lanes coming in from the outside, and then when we have 1 lane break off, we go down to 2 lanes, and then we come back up to 3 lanes. 4, I don't know. 3, that gives people a chance to to merge back in. And here we also want to have 3 lanes, so they have 1 lane to get off. There we go. So over there, people can start choosing their lane. 1 lane gets off, and 2 lanes carry on. And that looks pretty well set up. Oh, we gotta make sure our roundabout is set up. And guys, if you're new to the channel, because we did get a handful of new subscribers over the last few days, welcome. No, not all streams are like this. This is an unusual stream. Tomorrow is a Deep Space Nine episode live watch and review. Thursday is up in the air, could be anything. Friday's a bed life stream, which is usually really fun. That's where I'm live on camera. And I'm live on camera tomorrow too for the Deep Space Nine, but on bed life, pretty much anything goes. Any questions? Yeah, it could be a chair life possibility. But chair life is usually not a particularly long stream, where most bed life streams are about 2 hours. So yeah, so this is not typical of the channel, but on Tuesdays, usually much earlier in the day, and I'm usually able to set up properly so I can see comments as they come in, although I don't always read them as they come in, but I can see them, is usually Cities Skylines. Today was a very unusual day because of my schedule. So we're kind of off our game tonight. So let's see. Priority signs. Shift. There we go. Priority signs are all set up. Junction restrictions. No, we don't want to. Actually, we don't have much traffic, so we can leave them set up how they are. If the traffic ever got worse, we'd have to adjust it. So this is working well. Now, I don't know. Should we? You know, since this is really going to be a tourist area, I'm thinking we yeah. Now this is, now understand, outside the gates is loyal carogans. So let's put down some road here, and kind of like a little bit of a service area, recreation stop here. There we go. We're gonna district this off. Districts are not something you see me use a hell of a lot of, because I find them annoying. But we will, yeah, Barlow Park, whatever. We'll change it some other time. So, for the district, we're gonna commercial specialization is gonna be tourism. So yes. So that'll put like little motels and restaurants and gas stations. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if it'll do anything of the sort, but we'll pretend it does. We'll pretend it does. We'll put something else useful out here. No, we don't want a library. Oh man, a library takes up so much room. Although, you know what? I think it's probably a library to learn about Turdistan. So you don't actually have to go into Turdistan to learn about it. You can come out and read the archives, and we should have something for the kids out here. A merry-go-round, sure. You can say, "Look, Mom, riding the turds." And, what else? Yes. It wouldn't be a stop without a McDonald's. So we're gonna put in our McDonald's. That will keep people happy. There we go. Very cool. Very cool. And we can put some extra parts just here, just in case some people wanna park. Very cool. So this is kind of be like the little, yeah, we got some hotels, motels, even better. Beautiful hotels, people coming in, they want to stay. Nobody wants to stay in Turdistan, obviously, but they want to stay just outside. And you know, you can go get yourself a Big Mac if you're hungry. Or breakfast. You want an egg McMuffin? It's all here. It's all good. There we go. There we go. So let's see, but oh, you know what? Since Thomas is in fact a Turdistani, we will call this Potts Park. Potts Park service area. There we go. Congratulations, Thomas Potts. You have a service area on the Caroga thruway system named after you. Ooh, look. Turdistan's getting all filthy. Oh, what is this? They've already got some abandoned buildings. An ice cube factory burned down. Only in Turdistan. Only in Turdistan. Oh, and we got some sick people. That's too bad. Why are you guys so sick? Ah. Well, that's a shame. But hey, better than living in actual Turdistan. Because if you think Caroga's version of Turdistan is bad, you just wait. Just wait till you actually try going to the real one. So let's do this. Let's... I hate it. We gotta do it this way. But we're gonna district again. And this is gonna be our farmland. Yeah. We're gonna put in some farms and get some real Turdistan-y, homegrown. Well, they actually specialize in this fruit. It's called the tomato. Now, it looks like a tomato, but it's brown, and it smells like a turd. So why do they call it a tomato? Well, Turdistanis use it, on their burgers and stuff in place of tomatoes, because obviously tomatoes are just too expensive for Turdistanis to afford, so they've convinced themselves that tomatoes are some type of vegetable, and they make tomato juice. They make tomato sauce for their pasta. Of course, their pasta is not a wheat product. It's more like shredded newspapers. But they've convinced themselves it's good. So who are we? We don't want to tell them, hey, that's just a turd, because that would be bad. That would hurt their fragile self-esteem. So we just let it be. One day they'll probably notice. A really particularly smart Turdistani will say, it looks like a turd, it smells like a turd, and it tastes like a turd. How is this a tomato? And they're going to realize, no, it's not a tomato. It is, in fact, a turd. Cozy Square. What a quiet name for the turd farms. Okay, let's try some more comments. The McDonald's. Yes, it's a Planet Express ship. I'll get to it in a second. But I do have an add-on that adds Planet Express ships. Kronos asks, what is a Thomas pot? Did I put 1 T in it? I thought I put 2. Kronos is bird of prey. Sorry to hear that. Seriously, my friend. I hope you feel better quickly. Thank you, Kronos. Josh Street says, look, Caroga is burning. They'll put it out. Resolute German bird of prey, vitamin C and caffeine, you'll feel great. I hope so. Jason Links is bird of prey. Is that a Planet Express ship? I saw yes. Jason, I have a mod that turns some of the delivery trucks into Planet Express ships. They just kind of fly. They don't fly over traffic, but they just kind of fly above the road, hovering where they would be if they were actually on the road. Josh Street says, bird and alpaca beagle bits. Damn it. The best place to get veggie beagle wings. Kronos says, Carogans equal illegal aliens. No, absolutely not. Miss Londell's Groovy Movie says, bird of prey. Having a little issue with the undocumented, I see. Don't worry, we have something to do with them. Resolute says, we can torture some turds now. John Street's bird of prey. Is it true that you and Sassy run bird and alpaca's pickle bits? No. It's not true. Miss Lundell says the beer hall where the great leader gave all of his early speeches and formulated his takeover of Turdistan. Resolute Germs is bird of prey. I need a Turdistani museum so my loyal Carogans can learn the dark and sordid past of Turdistani and how lucky a few were spared by the great dictator. Yes. Why didn't that bird of prey 5 highlight though? BIRDOPREY 5. Resolute, it's really weird because you got the name right. It's a lowercase O, so it's definitely an O. I didn't think that the name had to be capitalized correctly. I just thought it had to be typed in. It's fine. I mean, I saw it, but it's weird on my side that one didn't highlight. Okay, we'll get back to the game. Do a little bit more and then we will call it a night, I guess. More sick people here in Turdistan. Let's see. We can add the Turdistani public transportation system. That is... it just doesn't really exist. Doesn't really exist. Offices? Why would there be offices in Turdistan? But I guess maybe a few of the very smartest turds, they have to go to an office, I suppose. There we go. A little bit more residential. Okay. And what's going on? Are there other parts of the city? It's looking good, I gotta say. It's looking good. We got... oh, we didn't put a power plant in Turdistan. I mean, what if the power fails? We don't want the Turdistanis to leave and, you know, try to make their way out, so... they'll think they'll have their own power system, but really... it's a power system to keep them inside. And, of course, the best Turdistani power would be... well, we've got a coal option. Yeah, I think some good old-fashioned coal power should be enough to power little old Turdistan. Oh, a shame a building is on fire. Who would have thought something like that would have happened? Well, hopefully the two fire engines, one of the two will make their way over to this building before it burns down all of Turdistan like it was Chicago or Rome. What are you complaining? Citizens are sick. You know, I feel like, while I don't feel personally responsible, I feel like the right thing to do is to try and do something to help these sick turds. So, let's see. We don't want to do something too helpful. A clinic. I don't know. Health professional center. Yeah, health. Oh, clinic's got 100. Rural clinic. That's what we're talking about. Oh, that's really tiny. That's really tiny. Okay, we'll give them a clinic. We'll give them a clinic if they're willing to come all the way down to the end of the road here. They'll get a clinic. And let's see. Huh? Oh. And I don't want to educate the Turdistanis because it seems, I'll be honest, it seems like a total waste. Why would you educate them? They can't ever leave. They don't need a degree. Well, you know what? We could put a satellite dish. That does actually educate a handful of people, and it will beam into space the 24/7 live feed of the hit Carogan reality show. That's Turdistan for you. Because we do have, obviously, this entire area is wired from block to block with cameras, inside buildings, underground in the sewers. You know, you can't. Anywhere you are in New Turdistan, you are on camera. Did that fire get out? It did. Look at that. So, well. Don't worry, guys. There's a clinic. There's a clinic just, I don't know, 5 miles away. Just drive all the way out here. You'll be fine. No, we don't have any ambulances to send out. Oh, we do. There we go. Okay. Don't worry. They're coming. Just stay put. Let's see. John Street says, breaking news. Caroga showed off its newest prison that housed the POWs from the Turdistani Civil War that Caroga and Bird say they don't have. Actor says Bird of Prey Caroga surrender when they had 2 perfectly fine Azine bases and at least a battleship. This seems shenanigans between leaders betraying Carogan's trust. Actor, I talked with Azine, and like I said, Anti-Tracker offered us some very lucrative terms for the surrender, and I brought it to Azine's attention, and Azine decided that he would surrender because of what the offer Anti-Trekker was making, that we would surrender. He was okay with the surrender. And so I accepted Azin's advice and counsel, and I delivered the surrender with the consent of Azin. And I told Azin flat out that he's the one that needs to make the decision, since it's his ships and he'd be the one, you know, he had the bases, he had the ships. For all practical purposes, he was in control of Caroga at that point. I had lost everything I had, except for one tiny base that I could just barely make enough stuff to refill my own personal, you know, jetpack supplies. So Azin was okay with it, and so we did it. Thomas Bond says, I'm mad Caroga surrender. I never got to test my ship. Son of a bitch. Thomas says, what terms? He didn't tell us I should have taken him out after our victory. Well, Anti-Trekker needs to share that with you guys, Thomas. It's not my place. It is not my place. Anti-Trekker, it's Anti-Trekker's server. He can tell you about the terms of the surrender. But like I said, it was not an unconditional surrender. A bird is in cahoots. Yeah, it's close enough, Hector. With Anti-Trekker. Why would I be in cahoots with Anti-Trekker? I want to see Turdistan destroyed. However, I'm also a realist and a negotiator. And I realized Anti-Trekker was bent on restarting the server as soon as possible. With that in mind, and with Azin making the choice after I explained it to him, I took the best deal possible for Caroga going forward, and I stand by it. Uncle Remus is Eager lied and Star Wars died. Iger lied. Excuse me. Iger lied and Star Wars died. Did Iger lie, though? I mean, he probably lied about the money. That's not the reason Star Wars died. I mean, for all the problems with Star Wars, they were pretty forthcoming with, you know, the Force is female, and they weren't really hiding what they were doing with Star Wars so much. But yeah, the money issue. Thomas says, I knew it. That's how Anti-Trekker won the election. Yeah, Thomas, you should have held out a little further, a little longer. Uncle Remus says he screwed over George Lucas. Well, I mean, what I hear is that they paid George Lucas a buttload of money for Star Wars. And they were buying it, and they knew, and George Lucas knew, that Disney could do whatever the hell they wanted once they bought Star Wars. That's the whole point of buying something. Now, they did ask George Lucas to consult and to give an outline of what he thought the next movies would look like, and he did, but, they were under no obligation to follow him. And Lucas got pissed. Apparently, Lucas does not like the latest Star Wars movies, and who can blame him, because they suck. Even, whether you were a casual fan or a hardcore fan, nobody particularly likes these latest movies, so I'm not surprised George Lucas doesn't like it. But George Lucas was not screwed over. George Lucas got a dump truck full of money driven up to his house, and George Lucas sold Star Wars, okay? I hate to say it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel bad for George Lucas that he doesn't like what happened. I do, but it was his baby, and he sold his baby to a very big company that had no requirement legally of following his plan. So, you know what? I'm sorry, but if you sell your baby, you don't get to complain that the person you sold it to isn't raising it right. You shouldn't have sold your baby. Okay, nobody had a gun to George Lucas's head. George Lucas wasn't going to become destitute on the street if he didn't sell Star Wars. He wanted that payday, or he wanted to be done with it. Either way, probably some of both. And he has to live with the consequence. Unfortunately, we all have to live with the consequences. But George Lucas is not blameless in this. If George Lucas didn't sell to Disney, we wouldn't really be having these problems. Now, Kathleen Kennedy would still be there, but presumably under George Lucas, or at least required to follow his vision, whereas Disney has empowered her to do things her way, and we get the Force's female bullshit. And, you know, Leia becoming the main character instead of Luke and well, Rey and that stuff. So, you know what we got, what we've seen. But it's... Lucas didn't get screwed. We got screwed. Lucas got richer. That's what happened. Lucas got richer. Actor says, Bird of Prey, I hope you recon that the epic ones could have laid waste to all the Caroga if we'd wanted well before Turdistan deed. Read this, don't be a chicken. Well, why didn't you? Uncle Remus says, I think he chose poorly. Yes. From Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I think he chose poorly. And the Nazi turns to ash after he drinks from the most goldest bejeweled cup ever that blonde, sympathetic Nazi woman told him was Jesus's cup. Because Jesus was all about the bling. But no, apparently Indy knew that it was the dull cup, because Jesus was not showing off. And he was able to use that to bring his father, stop his father from dying, although his father did die eventually. Thomas says, what's with Bird and selling children? Uncle Remus, have a good night, Bird of Prey. Bye all. Take care, Uncle Remus. We're going to be ending soon. Actor says, and we will not had come when none one was online like Turdistan did 3 times. What's the fun in that? I agree, Actor. There isn't much fun in that. Thomas says the Holy Grail was Mary Magdalene. And Actor says Thomas bought selling, buying, eating. No, not selling, buying, or well, we buy. We do buy. Okay, I'll be honest. We buy orphans on the open market. We have to replenish our supply after Turdistan killed them all. But we're already up to 85% of orphan capacity. So, you know, they're cheap. They're cheap and easily found. Orphans. There's no shortage. Guys, with that, I think we're going to call it a night. Thank you. I'm sorry it's a late stream. I'm sorry it's a short stream. And I'm sorry my heart is not in it tonight. But I hope you enjoyed what time we've had. And we will play this again I don't know. Hopefully before a week from today, but we will play this again. We'll do some more stuff. So, good night, all. Jason Lynx is Bird of Prey. Good night, bud. Live long. And alpaca. Live long and alpaca, everyone. Thank you all for watching my video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BirdoPrey5.com, the new home of everything Bird of Prey 5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BirdoPrey5 or on BirdoPrey5.com. Take care.